Greetings and joins this broadcast. Okay, this is going to be a little bit different. It feels like some. I've talked about this in the past, but I'm going to go into it. This has been like a couple of years here and there. It's been brought up. Modern spirituality is like the modern religion. But also, religious groups have the real religious mentality has infiltrated spirituality for quite some time, probably. Well, we're just doing modern times. Of basically, same kind of closed-minded mindset. So, say if you've been like a priest in a past life, for example, you've been successful with that mentality, you've been people love you and whatever, and then you die and you incarnate. You want to, I guess, do something different. I don't know why they would want to go into spiritual, spirit guides and all that. I'm not sure why they would even bother, but part of the evolution of the soul. And they use that same mentality. Even some channelers, one particular, it sounds like he's like a priest or they talk like a pastor. And they have all their followers from those other lifetimes. So the reason I call it like invasion or infiltrated is because the closed-mindedness is there too. So if you want to open up and just continue to open up, look at things differently and just continue, like spiritual awakening is about keeping an open mind, but I imagine others have noticed some of these spiritual teachers are very closed-minded. Open-minded to a certain extent, and then it all shuts down. And some of them have huge followings. So the religious energy is sprinkled everywhere. It's toxic. Do they know that? I mean, there's only certain lines where they'll go. So if you want to connect to alien energies and bring that vibration here physically, I mean, literally, like, go all the way. I mean, find something. I mean, just allow that mentality to continue to, alternative is this place, slave world. But it's basically you're connected to the universe. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're a closed-minded religious person and you're going by a Bible and then you reincarnate here doing spiritual work, you just go by what you're being told about spirit guides and everything, going by Edgar Casey or whatever, and you're just stuck in that world, and that's it. So that's kind of what we're dealing with on a massive level of closed-mindedness. It's out there. You can see these huge spiritual groups that are huge. I'm like an insect compared to that. And you see the kind of mentality is still there. Some of them are healing from that religious mindset. It's hard to let go of that stuff. This is why so many people are having trouble awakening too to insanity that's out there. Like connecting to the true evil that's here. And there's true evil here that people are not ready to see. I mean, you see it through starvation and human trafficking. I mean, just starvation in general. Or just, crimes in California. Brazil, and so Africa, etc. But yeah, the darkness here uses these groups. So they use these spiritual groups. I mean, not to say there's nothing good that comes out of it, but when you're, especially like somebody commits suicide and then all of a sudden they're being channeled and all of that, you don't think there's like a control there? There's something going on there. Yeah, it's like the beings that cause these problems here are like the solvers at the same time. But many are having trouble with that, especially if you go against some of these beings that are real popular. And it's like there's poisonous, toxic energies there, and then their followers will lash out, things like that. So I'm not going into details. But it's true. It's really toxic out there. I mean, it's like, I don't know why. I mean, some of us are here for some reason. It's like, I wonder myself, it's like, what am I doing here? It's like, shit, people want to be slaves. Like, who am I to interfere with that? I'll just go somewhere else. People want to do this Bitcoin stuff, and that's great, but that's not enough to stay here. It's like, who wants to do Bitcoin crypto stuff when you just go to another planet that's not crap? So why you go to a world that's not a slave planet? So we're here for a reason. So but yeah, religious energy is sprinkled all through the spiritual communities. Not that everyone's involved with it, but it's a major influence. So some people are wondering why they're being drawn to a certain channel or wherever. Sometimes it's a religious reason, on a massive scale. Someone's ego, or just religion has kind of baked itself here and really screwed this world up. Control. So of course it's going to go into spirituality and do the same thing because that's what it does best. So yeah, that makes things more confusing. That's the point. So obvious spiritual connections are kind of complicated because it's just go by your interpretation. But you do that with some spiritual groups. It's like, no, it's the way we see it. They tell you what to think. There's a lot of that out there. Like the secret space program, some people are connected to it, can feel it, and other people say it doesn't exist. Yeah, but you have not experienced it. So, and some people here want to become like spiritual people, want to become like great documentary makers or whatever. And they're setting their own celebrity. Nothing wrong with that, but they're also, some of them are completely closed-minded. And here you're trying to open up the universe and see what else is out there, and open up to your potential. And there's actually spiritual groups here to shut you down. So, I mean, there's good in them. They're not all bad. It's just, they're just kind of a twisted way of looking at things. They kind of ruin it for everybody, but whatever. So, it's going to get more messed up. It feels like as religion starts to die, dying now. As it dies more, the spiritual groups are probably going to get worse. They already are kind of a pain in the ass as it is. We'll always have some kind of nonsense event like December 21st. Not to say there's not a portal or something, but the world is still kind of messed up, so nothing's really changed. Some people say it even got worse, actually. So, all these little events that are invented by the spiritual community, I don't know where it's coming from, but it's like another religious, manipulation. I don't know. It's just, but the darkness that's here, they run, they're a reason why people are so popular too. Some people sell out for certain reasons. It's there. But as I say, there's not good comes out of it. There's always good that comes out of it somewhere, but there's also manipulations. Like, you have to think the way we think. So yeah, it's just a rotten corpse, basically. So yeah, it's corruption. It's massive corruption in the spiritual community. Religion's had it forever. Luckily, we're not having this wars as religion did, and spiritual community kind of are in a certain way, but it's not like mass death or anything. But there's a lot of manipulation going on. So yeah, it's a mess. I was never big on religion. I never liked it. So I can't look at the Bible. I can't remember anything. I could care less. So anyway, so you're wondering why things are the way they are, why certain channeling groups or spiritual groups are big, because they have most likely a religious connection to it. Not always, but a lot of times you can kind of tell. It's all in how you look at it. So yeah, I think it's going to get worse. It's a rude awakening. So those that just want to just open up and just be free and just think whatever you want, which is fine. Other groups are going to have problems with that. Because, and that tells you how darkness is. Dark. Because they come off as, oh, we're spiritual and all that, doesn't mean they're good. They just have all the nice clothes and prettiness and whatever. When they start flying around in jets, I guess that's, when religion has finally transferred over. So that's probably something I do that, actually. So, all right. Well, anyway, I want to put that out. I don't know. I've been going deep in certain areas, and that sort of, I brought that up. It's been brought up here and there, but this is kind of like a major. I'm trying to be as light on this as possible because it's growing pains, but it is why some people think the way they do, and some are just like I say, it's major big channels out there. Spiritual connections are closed minded as like they're going by this Edgar Casey stuff, like it's gold and all that. It's like, dude, there's more to it than that. But whatever, it's just kind of brainwashed. It's just a joke. But anyway, it's toxic. But they put toxic energies in a nice, clean package. Look pretty and look kind, and they have a nice background and whatever. They have, they speak well, things like that. Have nice editing. When it's just, it's just more manipulation, basically. I mean, I think they're trying to do the right thing, but there's also a lot of closed mindedness out there. So, and they like to spin. If you confront, they just spin it anyway. They can't defend themselves, which is fine. You can't win an argument. Let's put it that way. What's the point? Because they got the power. Because everybody likes them, and you're just a little guy. It's like nobody. It's like it's toxic. It all comes back in the long run, though. Whatever you call the truth, humanity's going to do whatever it's going to do. So it's going to go nowhere. It's done that for thousands of years. It's going to keep doing it. Yeah, just say your piece, and if humanity wants to stay in a prison, you go to some other world that's not in a jail. I mean, you just do everything you can. So after a while, it's like if people don't want to hear evolve, what the hell are we doing here? So anyway, just wasting our time, basically. It's not time waste. Sometimes it feels that way. So anyway. All right, we're going to Earth, higher self, and then go to universe channeling. I just want to put that out there because I felt that huge religious stuff yesterday. It's like, damn. So that's some of it. I don't know if that's all of it, but that's pretty much just of it. So, all right, going to Earth, higher self energies, and they might still go into that subject matter because obviously the Earth has been going through it for forever. So, yeah, Archon religion, which is very manipulative. I mean, of course, it's connected to Orion energies too, but a lot of it's Archon. Anyway, okay, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. This is Earth's higher self. Yes, the world has been a bad place. Well, yes, you can say it's been naughty to other planets, worlds, of testing other worlds and their patience. Kind of like being the child of the universe to a certain degree. It's, yes, going through a lot of manipulation, but it's also going to aware of this self-discovery. Well, it's going into such a darkness where souls do not want to go. And beings want to just shove it into the black hole of existence as long as they can. So it shows that your universe will eventually hit a renaissance where enlightenment will be everywhere. Of course, there will still be tests. But this is, I guess, one of the most enslaved planets in the universe. How do you know you're enslaved? Because you have to go to a job every day. And you have to have that routine. Other planets are just, they're self-efficient. They fix themselves. Even at a physical level, you can still, this physicality here is different than others. There are other third dimensional worlds that are lighter. So third dimension, but they're still connected. You can still have ships. You can still go out into space. It might not be the same as the higher dimensions, but you can still do things. But in this reality, as you know, yes, yes, archon vibration on so many different levels. So basically, yes, to take over the soul. To many beings want to just pull the soul, as many souls together to create, yes, like a juggernaut of darkness, which is the war of realms. But kind of like let darkness consume light. To truly take darkness to a whole new level of consuming this universe and destroying it. You're wondering why. I know that sounds a little bit much, but it's true. Darkness will consume as much as possible. So those of you like that have been tested so many times, but you continue on. So it shows, yeah, you're resisting darkness, you're plowing through it, but darkness wants to, yes, destroy the universe on many different levels. Well, if they can destroy this planet, they can get other planets too. That's another reason why this world is surviving, is because if this world is devoured, so many other worlds will follow it. And it's a lot. Now, some might just lose their vibration, but literally, it's like bowling. Well, all the pins get taken out. Yeah, because there's so many different planets connected to this one that obviously you on this vibration are not usually seeing it. It's worlds that are assisting you, that are trying. Yes, there's actually many anchors here, especially the planets in your solar system are keeping your reality going. Well, your planet surviving. Reality is up to you where it goes. Obviously, many of you like a different reality, but the reality here was placed because it can lower the vibrations here. The nature was placed, the personality was placed here, so it can keep you in prison. So obviously, you know there's different words out there where you can actually open yourself up. Like a single word can break you free. Now, some humans here are here as victims. A lot of it's karma, those that cannot be healed. Some have done so many atrocities in their past. They just want to sleep throughout their lifetime. I mean, truly. I mean, now they can change things. Some choose not to. Well, excuses, excuses, excuses. I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. There are souls like that. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, this is in my way, or just so. And then the soul can either find an exit altogether or recycle it into a world like this. Because Lord, the trickster energies keep souls from evolving. And some souls are sent here to not evolve at all, as you know, to truly keep this locked down. So yeah, it's kind of a maze to break free. There's of course different ways to interpret it where this is going. But many of you, yes, there are false lights here, as some of you have realized, especially those that say you're going to go into this new age reality and then nothing happens. And then many do not learn that every time they do this, because people want to feel like things are just going to get better just like that without figuring themselves out. See, when you figure yourself out, that's when that's when your reality changes. Doesn't mean you're going to go into higher frequencies. Anything can happen. You can, but that's not always the case. Well, just these spiritual events that are mentioned. Now, this has been done through biblical times too. It's just like the souls don't feel like they have to evolve. We'll just wait for this event and everything will be better. This has happened over and over again through religion. So to understand your future is kind of like looking at what religion has done in their past. What you can believe, of course. False prophets, false channeled energies do happen to keep you imprisoned. Some bring, yes, medical help, and which is good. There's also some there to sustain you so you don't grow. Because the beings that are controlling your reality don't want you to know how to unlock your reality. They're doing everything. Some of you are actually making progress with that, but then you get energy attacked. Your minds aren't feeling well. Because you're actually using your energy has a code to it. So you're unlocking reality just by being here. That's why so many beings want to intoxicate you with food and anything they can put in your body that makes you sick. Because if you remove all of that, yeah, you're all powerful energy beings, basically. If you remove all of this, yes, the cell phone energies that's causing difficulties, remove all of this and just allow your society to be open minded, which is that right there is difficult. Well, humans are taught not to be open minded. Well, because, yes, because religion is the elitist, you know, consciousness. So, which is a religious energy. You can say the elite are religion. And you're here to master it, heal it, understand it, not rid of it. To understand it, heal it. Because if you're rid of it, that won't do anything. It's like understand its language, how it's programming society, making peace with it. Because they don't want peace. They would rather have war. Yes, and they've been trying to have more religious wars in any way they can. So war does not work. Of course, there are wars going on currently, and that's the divide within humanity, which is religious connected also. Well, why are so many so disconnected? Isn't that because of their religious beliefs? Why are some? Oh, don't talk to those people. Don't talk to that person. They don't believe in Christ or whatever it might be. Yeah, done by design. You can say reptilian. It's the elitist mentality that's trickster energies at its highest or at its highest level. That shows how wounded they are. It shows how weak they are. I mean, yes, they're sophisticated into dividing you, but it shows you they're not that strong either. Not if they're going to go to this level of darkness. I mean, if they're going to go to this level, why don't they just destroy your planet and get it over with? As they have tried and failed, but they actually tried to many, many times. So keeping this world going pulls them out of darkness, basically. So you're by resisting all this manipulation, obviously can't resist everything, but you're continuing going forward in life, but it's not easy. That exposes the darkness here over time. They can't stand that. So this greetings. I'm the universe. Greetings to you. Yes, the universe is all things, good and bad. Of course, some might not see it as good and bad, but on your planet, it's deserved in that way. Disagreements. So much of that. Well, some, yes, want everything for themselves. Well, a lot of your darkness here, not all, but a lot, have lost their purpose. So their purpose is manipulation. They lost the artistic freedom of themselves, and all they know is chaos. That is all. That is it. They've lost creativity. It is an archon energy, but it's not entirely archon. It's like many are actually in decay, like internally decaying. So they make everyone else's lives miserable to add to their numbers, which empowers them. But they have to keep doing it so they can stay in existence here. So yeah, it's devouring themselves, literally destroying themselves. And some of you can probably feel that. So your average human is not going to see that because they've been programmed to be food. Because lower vibrations. Your programmed human is pretty much food on an energy level. And they do it well because they live in fear for the most part. They go by the manipulations, the program of society, how to find, finance, relationship, all of that is their program. And you're here to derail it, cut the cords. Like we don't need to go through this anymore. And you're seeing the wounds of darkness, the true essence of evil here. And you can we'll just call it evil just for, you know, you can't win on those arguments here. Some say it's not evil, whatever. It's still evil, though. It's a different way of looking at things, but basically, a lot of these souls are deteriorating, though. And as you continue to know yourselves, yes, they weaken, but they don't make it easy knowing yourself because they take things away from you. I think you can, what keeps you going, but you just got to keep going. So it's on an individual level. This is not an easy, obviously not an easy way. Well, because as you go into your awakening, it can get very dark internally because you're actually connecting more to your light. But these beings don't want you to know that. Well, it becomes more lonely, as many of you are discovering. As beings here are completely selfish. But when you're on your spiritual deathbed, as many of them are, they don't care what they do. Because they know that someone else will continue in their family line, like you have on your planet. Like, the grandpa gives to the grandkids and all that. The darkness does that here all the time. That's why things don't really change as quickly. But you're unraveling, opening up doors here, where you're shedding light on the madness that's here. There are some spiritual groups that just don't want to see it. They can't handle it. they want to say they can, but they really can't. Because it gets pretty disgusting here. As some of you already know. It gets pretty, it's not a pleasant point of view what's here. Yes, creature beings that don't care about existence at all, literally. Can they manifest themselves here? Yes. But people have seen them through demonic dreams and things like that. But it's a lot darker than that. Yes, if humanity was willing to see it, but on a loving level, a lot of your problems will go away quite quickly. But many are in denial this is even here. Yes, they talk about darkness, but do you truly want to see it? They're like, oh, you don't need to see it. But seeing it does help others believe. And you'll see the tentacles of this darkness, how it is interlocking to so many humans, kind of like the sirens. So humanity has, we have this creature, but also have these like beautiful people connected to it, like in your Greek mythology. But these are regular people, though. They're plugged into them to keep their reality going. So this energy here, it's not the easiest to see, but this is why some of you are here. You're here to fight the monster, just like you see in mythology. Those things have not disappeared. You see mythology, you see a creature like whatever it might be in mythology. They didn't just vanish. They vanished from your reality, but they're still here. And that's what this is, the essence of the universe. It's not human. When the universe is created, it was creature. Human came later. And that's where you got to get your mind, it depends on how you want to look at it, but some have find it difficult. Yeah, this is a whole new level. Some spiritual groups are under these beings' control, of course. For now. But yeah, seeing the truth of all this is going to be difficult for me. So the only message we have is this: allow your inner truth, what you feel, what are your what are you seeing here? Unlocking the planet's problems.